Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're taking a little bit of a different approach. We're not looking at like global trends or, really complex research, kind of our usual stuff.
Right.
This time, we're looking at a single family and a really unique project that they've been working on.
Yeah, this is a really cool one.
Yeah. So it's a mix of digital archiving and get this, daily wisdom.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We live in a world that's so often disconnected from our past, from our roots.
Yeah.
And this family is really using technology in such a cool way to bridge generations and weave a living tapestry.
Yes, a living tapestry of their history. I love that. And to give you an idea of the scale, we're talking hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
Maybe even 1 million photos and videos
That's amazing.
that this family has collected.
Wow.
And they've woven these together with sayings, family sayings, and stories, which they call refrains.
Right. Refrains, these proverbs or sayings that are passed down through generations.
Right.
It's a beautiful way to connect with their ancestors and keep those voices alive in their daily lives.
I love that. And they've built a system.
Okay.
Now get this.
Yeah.
They're not using
Yeah.
some fancy, expensive software.
Right.
They're using everyday Google tools,
Yeah.
Google Sheets,
Oh, wow.
Google Forms. They figured out a way to send these daily emails to every family member.
Mm-hmm.
And each email includes a refrain paired with a random selection of photos from their massive collection.
I love how resourceful this is. I mean, just using Google tools,
Yeah.
Anyone can do this.
Yeah. They're using Google Forms to gather these refrains from
Right.
everyone in the family.
And then using a formula in Google Sheets, they randomly pair
Wow.
each saying with photos pulled using the Photos API.
So you're starting your day, you're checking your email, and boom.
Yeah.
You get a little dose of Grandpa's wisdom
Mm-hmm.
alongside a snapshot from, a family reunion 5 years ago. Or what if you stumble upon a photo of your parents as teenagers while reading a saying your great-grandmother always used to share?
It's like a time machine.
I know, right?
Delivered right to your inbox.
Right to your inbox.
I love it.
So they gave a really specific example. One family member had contributed their grandmother's saying about the importance of hard work. And it actually sparked a whole conversation about her life and her values and how those values are still reflected in the family today.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I'm really intrigued by this whole idea of a living archive.
Yeah.
Can you unpack that a little bit more? What makes it more than just a static collection of photos and sayings?
Well, it's called living because it's not just about preserving the past, it's about constantly adding new photos, new sayings, new stories as the family grows and evolves.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
Exactly. It's like the Torah readings in Judaism.
Oh.
A continuous engagement with a shared text
Right.
that brings the community together and takes on new meaning over time.
I see. So it's not just about looking back, it's about connecting the past, present, and future.
Exactly.
And each generation kind of adds their own layer to the archive.
Right, and enriches it for those who come after.
And this constant interaction, it's like you said with the Torah readings, it really makes the archive what they call an accidental time machine.
I love that.
You might get a photo from the 1950s right next to one from last week's family barbecue.
Yeah, it creates such a sense of continuity.
Right.
A tangible link between generations.
Wow. That's so powerful.
It is.
It really is amazing how this accidental time machine that they've created really brings those photos and sayings to life.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying, those photos often evoke stronger emotions and memories than just the sayings on the page.
Yeah, images, they have this incredible power, to transport us back in time. They tap into our senses and they trigger memories and feelings in a way that words just sometimes can't.
Right.
Imagine seeing a photo of your grandparents on their wedding day. It's not just a picture, it's a window into their love story, their hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
The beginning of your family's journey.
Yeah, you're right there with them experiencing that moment.
Right.
But I'm wondering, we get so many notifications and emails these days.
Yeah.
How do they keep this engaging? How do they keep it from becoming just another, thing that we swipe past in our inbox?
Well, it's interesting because this isn't just a one-way broadcast.
Oh.
It's actually sparked a lot of dialogue within the family. People are responding to the emails, they're sharing their own memories, and even debating the meaning of certain sayings.
So it's bringing them closer together?
Exactly, even if they're physically far apart.
That's great. So it's not just, looking back and reminiscing.
Right.
It's actually fostering a sense of belonging.
Exactly. And, even if you're geographically separated, you're receiving this little piece of your family's story every day,
Right.
keeping you linked to the larger whole.
Like a digital hearth almost.
I love that.
Right. Bringing everyone together
Yeah.
around this shared narrative. Now, what about the younger generation? Are they into it as much as the older folks?
Well, it's been really interesting to see that the younger family members have been incredibly receptive to it.
Oh, wow.
They see it as a way to learn about their heritage, connect with their roots, understand where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
And as new generations are born into the family, they'll be brought into this tradition from day one.
Right.
You know, they'll grow up with these sayings and photos, absorbing the family's wisdom and experiences.
It's like building their own family Torah.
I love that.
A collection of stories, teachings, and images that'll be passed down for generations to come.
Absolutely.
But could it become overwhelming, with too much content?
That's a great question.
How do you manage the sheer volume of photos and sayings?
Well, they've actually thought about that, and they've built in some mechanisms to keep it manageable.
Good.
First, they have a curation process.
Oh.
Not every photo or saying gets added to the archive.
So they're being selective.
Exactly. Okay.
And they also have different levels of engagement. So you can choose to receive the daily emails, or you can simply explore the archive at your own pace.
Okay, so it allows for that flexibility.
Exactly,
For
yeah.
people to participate how they want to.
Yeah.
Now, all of this sounds really heartwarming and great, but are there any downsides?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any challenges that they've run into or anything they wish they had done differently?
Well, one challenge that they have mentioned is the need to constantly update and maintain the system as technology evolves.
Right, because what works today might not work in 5 years.
Exactly. And of course, there's the question of data privacy and security.
Oh, right, especially with sensitive family photos,
Yeah.
information.
Exactly.
That's a really good point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a project like this.
It is.
But we have to think about those long-term implications and be responsible with our family's data.
Absolutely.
But overall, it seems like the benefits outweigh the challenges.
I think so.
They've created something really unique and impactful. It's a testament to their ingenuity and dedication to their family history,
Mhm.
and their willingness to embrace technology in a way that strengthens their bonds and enriches their lives.
I love that. This Families Project is just so inspiring. It really gets you thinking about all the stories and sayings and photos in your own family
Yeah,
that, are just waiting to be shared.
right.
What if your family had this kind of living archive? What would you put in it?
I know, that's a good question. I mean, what photos would you choose to represent your family's history? Would you include those embarrassing childhood photos that always get a laugh?
Oh, yeah, totally. I know my grandma used to have this saying, a little dirt never hurt anyone. And she'd say it every time we'd come inside covered in mud.
Oh, that's great.
It makes me smile just thinking about it.
There's often such a deeper meaning, behind those family sayings.
Yeah.
I mean, they reflect the values and experiences of those who came before us.
Right.
They give us a glimpse into their worldviews and how they navigated life's challenges.
So how would you go about starting a living archive for your own family? Would you use a shared online album or maybe a family blog where everyone could contribute?
It really doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to find a system that works for your family and that you can maintain over time.
I think what's most inspiring to me about this Families Project is that it's not just about, preserving the past. It's about actively shaping their present and future by keeping those family connections so strong across generations.
It reminds us that family history isn't just something that happened long ago.
Yeah.
It's a living, breathing part of who we are.
Yeah.
And by taking the time to explore and share those stories, we can strengthen those bonds and create a richer sense of belonging.
So we encourage all of you listening to take inspiration from this Families Project. Explore your own family history, gather those photos and sayings, and find creative ways to share them with your loved ones.
Because in a world that's constantly changing, family is it's a source of strength, support, and love. And by documenting and sharing your family's story, you're ensuring that those bonds will continue to thrive for generations to come.
Well, that's it for this deep dive. We hope you enjoyed exploring this heartwarming and inspiring family project with us.
Until next time, keep diving, keep discovering, and keep those family stories alive.